We got Turtle Duck in the chat, Infinite Gamer, Mock Tone. What is going on, guys? Thanks for stopping by Hidden Panda Show. Welcome back to the chat. Let me know if you can hear me and if the audio is good. It's the Hey Bro Club. Hell yeah, dude. It was just a loading screen. Now we're in game. J-Spot says audio is good. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, J-Spot, for the confirmation. I am forgetting something, though, so I apologize. It wouldn't be a Panda stream without some fucking gin and tonic. So give me 1 second. Totally forgot my drink. All right. Can't beat a good gin and tonic. Exactly, dude. Also, like, normally I like Hendrix or like Bombay, but I've been really into this stuff called Hayman's. And obviously it's I like the dry gin. But yeah, it's called Hayman's. Haymans. And pretty goddamn good. Was just streaming Alien Isolation, forgot how awesome that game was and is. I see it all the time and I've never actually played it, but it looks good. Gotta shoot, I'll be lurking and working. Left you a like and hope you have a... I really appreciate it. And for those that don't know Infinite Gamer, right now he's streaming Red Dead Redemption 2. So make sure you guys check that out. Click on his little icon there and go like and sub his channel. The Hidden Panda agenda in the house. Yes, yes, what's going on, dude? Welcome, Dave Langer. Thank you for coming back to Hidden Panda Show. No, not Paul Heyman. Heyman's Gin, London Dry Gin. It's really good. Stark Wolf in the chat. What's going on, dude? Welcome back. Welcome back. J-Spot says, my wife is catching up on This Is Us on this note. Is that like one of those like cry cry boo boo shows like where you get real sad when you watch it? I think I know which one that is. Turtle Duck says, I do love a nice gin and tonic. I do like my my Jim Beams and Hennessy. Bourbon, man. Well, hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Turtle Duck. If you want a really good bourbon out there, I don't know if you like woody, oaky kind of flavors. Me myself, I like a good oaky bourbon, but there's a really good one out there, and it's called Woodford Reserve Double Oak, and it's pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself. It's snowing like a mother here. Damn. It's kind of chilly where I'm at, but it's not really cold. Cold. Dave Linger, I hope we're getting week 8 as well. And Remus wants to go ahead and join in the voice chat. Anybody else that wants to join, just let me know. I'll send you an invite. I'm going to blue screen you guys for a second, and we'll get Remus in here. And we're back, guys. So, I've been doing a little work here at the base, just sort of trying to add things inside just to make the
Hello there.
buildings. Hey, what's going on, Remus?
I've had too much sugar today, so I'm a bit energetic.
That's pretty good.
Not really.
Energetic is always nice. No?
Well, I guess.
I guess. So, like I said, I was just telling everybody I've been adding some furniture and stuff like that inside some of the different rooms in my base, just to make them a little bit more interesting. I still have more of the structure to build, like these little cabins off the side here. I've got to build the same thing here on the other end. And we're back, guys. Oh, I heard that in my headset. I don't know if that was intentional.
Yeah, it wasn't, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
So, have you heard about this Fallout 76 thing? It's kind of small. You probably haven't heard of it, but it's a thing.
Hidden was just telling me today, actually, that I guess he got it, or I don't know much about it, but he'll be letting me know what it's all about and if he likes it.
Have you played a Fallout game before?
I played the first one for a little while, a long time ago. I've never actually played through one or owned it or anything.
Oh,
Not really sure what it's about. Oh, a quick question for everybody that's sort of been watching the last couple streams where I've been working on this base here. Should I leave this walkway with the walls up? I just added that recently, or should I take them away and just leave it as like an open boardwalk? I'm kind of liking the rails, but let me know what you guys
safety
think.
first.
I know. Well, and if I don't have the camera angle right when I'm running around, I accidentally fall off a lot. It's kind of why I put them up. See you, Stark. Stark says, leave the walls. Will do. It's a little bedroom up here, sort of overlooking the base. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side. Got a little console, and obviously got the flat screen up on the aquarium for the big ballers who want to watch TV while they sleep. You know. Remus, do you think they're ever going to add that mechanic in the game, eating and sleeping, like the need for rest and things like that?
Hmm. I don't know.
Would you want that?
I
Like
mean,
like having to craft food to keep yourself alive and like becoming tired and needing to like find a safe place to sleep.
if it's not too troublesome to get the ingredients.
Mm. Like if it's not too grindy.
Yeah. Like, if you don't have to farm, because um, how I think me and another ship are sharing a landing pad.
Yep,
I don't think I don't think I landed on the landing pad, but on it, and the ship took up the spot on it, so that it gets a free takeoff. Which is kind of annoying.
I've seen this glitch a lot where basically like I'll load into the game and my ship will already be on a landing pad. Holy shit. I see what you're talking about. It'll already be on a landing pad and then like it lands on top of me or like I'm within it or whatever. Which ship is yours, the hull or the yellow one?
The yellow one.
How the fuck did you get that there?
I don't know.
Whoa. Now that is some good parking right there, dude. Jesus.
Hmm.
I need to add some life support and catch up on the chat real quick. I'm being bad and not reading it.
You know what? They added aquariums in this game,
I
and
love
like
it.
when I when I add tropical fish, I just sit there and stare at them for hours. So I don't know what I'll do if I had a base full of aquariums.
Turtle Duck says
Have you got?
loves a, good oaky taste. Trust me, dude. I don't know if they sell it where you're at, but just look out for Woodford Reserve Double Oak. It's so tasty, so tasty. Dave Langer says, Panda, I found a dope planet in your system. So really weird looking rock formations. Are you talking about the weird sort of not completely circular floating rocks? Um, or when you say system, do you mean the actual Astara region or this particular star system? Dave Langer, I like the wall art. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
May I build a base in this system?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is for everyone. So
Is this in the Delta, like wherever it is, the Delta part?
this is the
No.
capital planet. So this is the main planet here.
Oh,
The the system is just it's too funny. So the system is actually called Pitstain, and then the main planet in the system closest to the space station is called Nope, Nope, and then this planet is called Anya, and this is where we put the base. The first, so this is where sort of the Free Delta Initiative community is currently residing. So we've got several bases so far on this particular planet, and then there's a couple more. I think Marty Merrick is on a different planet in the same system. So the area is starting to become populated now. So yeah, but feel free to slap up a base anywhere you want, man.
okay.
The Delta hasn't
I
many rules.
so I don't have to name everything a specific way.
No, no naming conventions, no bullshit like that. Just however you want to
Finally.
play, whatever you want to do, just slap it up and call the Delta your home.
How am I supposed to get the tech modules to unlock new base parts on a water planet?
So this isn't a water planet. There's actually continents.
Oh,
This is the most Earth-like planet I've seen so far in the game. Now, I'm sure other people have found other ones. I just don't go looking for these sorts of planets. I like really kind of fucked up ones. But where you see those base icons, those are actual continents out there. There's land masses. But this
oh,
planet actually has large, vast oceans too, which is, as you can see, which is really cool. So, I think I need to get some carbon. Yep, definitely need carbon. Because I plan on planting many a tree here in just a moment. Do I have what's necessary to craft a fuel cell? No, I
excuse
need
me, sir.
salt.
Do you have any spare magnetized ferrite so that I can get so that I can make the engine for the submarine?
Magnetized ferro, I've got quite a bit of it. I need to break the
Uh,
stack though. One second. How many do you need?
25.
Alright, so I'll give you 30. That's not my starship. That's my. Oh, it's in my starship. Fuck. Okay. Damn it. I gotta get closer to my starship. If you guys haven't noticed, my submarine's kind of fast. Okay, let's try this again. We got 30. Alright, where are you at? Where are you at, Remus? I don't see you. The way he flew past the screen like that. Oh, you got to see that on the stream. That looked so funny to me. Okay, there's your
Thank you,
magnetized
my good
ferrite.
sir.
No, no problem.
I shall find a way to repay you.
I have plenty in this game. Do not worry about it. All right. I need salt.
Salt. Easy enough.
Serious ass right now. Like the jets coming out of the back of my submarine are crazy.
Out of 10, how would you rate this update?
It's my favorite
Now
since
that,
Pathfinder. That's how much I'd rate it.
wow. Above Next, I thought every No Man's Sky fan had their like drooling mouths all over Next.
Next was cool. It gave me some things I wanted. Like I wanted the ability for a third person to fly my ships. First person or third person for my player model was unexpected. There was a lot of great things about Next. I like the way they did the terrain. The terrain is more it it goes on for longer. Your draw distance is longer. The terrain changes are more realistic and less sudden. There's things that I like about it, but the Abyss, just because it introduces a new vehicle, it completely changes underwater terrain, which like I don't know. There's just something very Pathfinder-esque about this update. I like it a lot. It introduces new lore, stuff like that. For, obviously, if you've been following the channel, you guys know that like Hidden likes Earth-like sort of planets with like lakes and oasis and oceans and trees and all that. And I like things that look really alien and sort of weird and fucked up. So this update particularly satisfies me just because of underwater in some planets just looks crazy. I mean, the weird things that are underwater, the big orbs, all the strange stuff. I love it.
Want to know a fun fact?
Hmm.
Around Pathfinder, like a day later, is when my PS4 got corrupted and I lost everything. My almost day one No Man's Sky save and other stuff.
Oh, so you've got bad memories associated with Pathfinder.
Yeah, but it was a okay update from my play.
Well, Pathfinder, it introduced the ability to own 6 ships, which you can only own one before. It and you were able to house them all inside your freighter, and then that's when you got your exocraft as well. So, to me, that was a really important update in terms of the characteristics for like how No Man's Sky would be later on down the road with the other updates. And honestly, I know the first major update was called Foundations, but I think that Next is actually the foundation of No Man's Sky. It completely changes the game in every way you can imagine, and is the foundation for the way that this game will look and perform for the rest of its life cycle. So it's not going to change a whole lot from here. They're just going to add a lot to what we see now.
Yeah, I hope they make the farming back as it was before, because right now it's just a chore to farm.
What do you mean?
You know, they increased all the times for the farming, so it takes 2 days to grow selenium.
Oh,
And among other stuff, but that's the most.
but that's not 2 days in game, right? Like you can plant it and then not play for 2 days, and when you come back, it's grown. Yeah, it's like 2 actual days.
Yes, 2 actual days.
I like that. I like the idea of that.
Ah,
Farming made it way too easy to make money. Now that being said, you know, I've got billions of units and don't really. And what I want right now is nanites. I want to make nanites either by duping or by doing the platinum into nanites thing with the refiner. But after 2 years of like making money in this game, like the fair square way, like I'm cool with duping. You know what I mean? Like fuck it, whatever. Like I did it the way I did it the way you were supposed to do it for the first 2 years. Ooh,
okay. Now I have my what is it?
let me get caught up on the chat real quick.
I have my submarine up and running.
There you go. Now you can go interact with my geobay under the first the first villa on the left.
Hmm.
Got Sander and Pillay in the chat. What's going on, Sander? And welcome back to the Hidden Panda Show. Sorry to get your comment earlier. Always love you to or always lovely to have you here. It's like how when I parked on top of that building a few weeks ago. Yeah, yeah. Those are those circular type things. I'm not sure what that means. I guess those. Oh, the big ball things that are underwater with the tentacles. I could try Amazon Bro or a Spirit Specialist. I'm sure to find it. Thanks again for the suggestion. Yeah, and when you get your hands on it, I want you to tell me what you think. You know, and I know that there's people out there who, if you put bourbon on ice, they think you've committed a fucking crime and it's the end of the world and you're supposed to drink it neat. But trust me when I tell you, when you get Woodford Reserve Double Oak, just pour that on 2 ice cubes and just drink it just like that. Let it kind of cool down for a bit. And man, dude, I'm telling you, it's another world, man. It is so good. We got P1 Stream in the chat. Welcome back to Hidden Panda Show, P1 Stream. Glad to have you here. We got Remus in the party chat, if you guys haven't noticed. Big shout out to Remus. Always a pleasure.
No,
It's
no,
in
it's
it's
a
in
pleasure
your.
to be on your stream, I
Thank you,
guess.
thank you, bro. I don't have PSN Plus at the moment, but I would like to visit your base. Do you have the portal coordinates for your planet? I don't have the portal coordinates for this planet at the moment, Turtle Duck, but I'll see about getting that to you. Um, are we friends on PSN, Turtle Duck? If not, add me, Panda Poopy, Poopie 1. And when I get the portal coordinates, I'll send them to you. I just don't have them on hand. We got Sword in the chat. What's going on, Sword? Sword says, "What's up, peeps?" Fuck yeah. Dave Langer says, "Yeah, the planet I found is half water, half continent." That's amazing, Dave. I need to go check that out. Seriously, seriously. Infinite Gamer says, "So how was the Abyss update?" Pretty sick, Infinite Gamer. As Dave Langer so eloquently put it, it's dope. Hell yeah. Dave Langer says, "Hidden Panda Show, I can hook you up with the nanites." That would be lovely because there's a lot of tech I want to buy. Oh, and there's Remus with the submarine. What color did you make yours?
I haven't colored it yet,
Oh,
actually.
you have it? It looks light blue. Oh, it's
Because the
probably because
ocean is light blue.
I know. And then the light. I was just thinking about that. I realized how dumb I just sounded.
You painted yours light blue, though.
No, mine's gray and red.
Wait, what?
Yeah, maybe the color changes automatically just to make it easier to recognize. I don't know. Because yours looks blue as hell to me,
Well, yours also looks blue.
like teal.
Yeah.
Beep. I don't know if that actually did any damage or not. But...
It didn't. Because your lasers are weak.
oh, hater. I forgot who it
Oh,
was
I
that
really
was
hated it.
telling me that the Nautilon cannon was a piece of shit, and they were not lying. Even with the S-Class mods I have on it, it sucks. The Tethys beam is way better, and it also mines. So, fuck the Nautilon cannon. It's trash.
Do you know what I noticed with Next?
What's that?
Like, multi-tools and guns and stuff have become like less damaging and less useful. Well, not yet less useful, but they're not as good basically. Like if you had upgrades on the like S-class multi-tool before, it'd be better with multiple with a S-class now with S-class modules.
Right. Well,
That's what
I
I
think I think
noticed.
a lot of that might have to do with the fact that they like, balanced. I think they balanced a lot of different things because my multi tool in Atlas Rises, I have an experimental S class, and my multi tool was killing Sentinels like in a shot. You know what I mean? With my bolt caster upgrades and stuff like that. So I think that like they just sort of balanced it, just made it more reasonable.
Well, I like being overpowered, especially in a game like this, where the main thing is to be exploring instead of just mining. Like, mining is a part of the game, but I don't want to stand at a tree for 10 seconds shooting at it.
Yeah, I get frustrated sometimes, even with my multi-tool as badass as it is right now. And I couldn't imagine being a new player with their like weak ass multi-tool just trying to get carbon from a tree. You'll have to like refill it like 3 or 4 times just to get the carbon from the tree. I think it was JSpot that was telling me that in survival mode or permadeath or whatever, he melees them. Because obviously every resource is incredibly important and counts. He just melees the do I have enough carbon? I do. He just melees everything to get his resources.
I
Where's
mean,
my
that's one
shit?
way to do it.
There we go. Ooh, chat is popping right now. They dropped it to 16 hours, Remus. I guess
What?
that was Sword answering your thing about the Solanium.
Oh,
Oop,
okay.
out of gas.
That's, that's better, I guess. Since I haven't played No Man's Sky like a lot recently, I don't know a lot about patches and how they've changed stuff.
A lot of people are taking a break right now, which I completely understand. I know Infinite Gamer hasn't played in a while. He hasn't touched the Abyss update. He played next for just a little bit. The game is drastically changed. A lot of its original charm is missing, but there's a lot of things that I really like too. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't trade the original version for this version. I like to
If
look
there's one
upon it
thing,
nostalgically, but
there's one thing that I like about the old version is the aesthetic. I may sound like uh, Starbucks fucking loser saying that, but I just like the look of it better, the old one.
no, and there's nothing loser about saying that at all.
It had a art style, like this is cool and all, but back then it looked like cartoonish, and I actually like that.
I did too. There were certain areas of it that looked almost like a cell shaded game to a degree. Not too much, but it was like it looked like the look that Sean Murray said they were going for, like the sort of 1960s, 1970s sci-fi book cover kind of thing. I really got that vibe earlier. This is a much more realistic art style, and it's a lot different. It's a big departure from where they were before, and a lot of people are upset about that, which I completely understand. Um, but for me, it feels much more AAA. It feels much more complete. Um, having the player models, having the the third person perspective, the new base building stuff, multiplayer, where you can actually see other players interact with things and highlight things on the map, and it's a step in the right direction. They've just got to continue to grow from there. But Infinite Gamer was saying, I will admit the oceans look so much more exotic and strange. I disagree. At the surface level, every ocean looks the same. Underneath, it looks a lot different than it has in the past, and I find it incredibly interesting to explore. But I want them to bring back the different color oceans. You know,
Yes, we need that. And a different color sky.
right? Like, in our actual real life, like on Earth, like I grew up in the Caribbean, and I lived in Florida and Georgia along the East Coast. I live in Texas, just hours drive, not an hour's drive, but like 5 6 hours drive from the Gulf Coast here in Texas. I've been places all over the world, and they call red tide for a reason. Water is sometimes blue, it's sometimes brown, it's sometimes green, it's sometimes red. It's different hues of blue. Just I've seen water that's yellow, so depending on the algae content and the bacteria and the different things that are in the water, minerals, things like that. So even on Earth, water appears in a variety of different colors and textures and things like that. And I would like to see more of that in this game. I miss landing on a planet that had purple grass and red seas. That looked really cool. Think about how amazing that would look in the way that we have the game right now. It would be really sick. So
Well, they are more focused on adding corn to plant than making it look, than adding back the stuff.
well, I think that a lot of the things they toned down, and this is completely speculation, and it might just be a really sort of over positive, outlook on everything. But I think a lot of the stuff that they toned down, they did because um, for stability reasons with this new update. They wanted things to be stable and to work and perform and function at a high level. And I think that that's a big part of what's going on, and that they plan to add the variety and stuff back um, later on. And if
Well,
that's what they were going for, then I completely support that decision. Otherwise, it's fucked up.
I hope that's the case, and I hope they weren't just working on this to take them out.
Yeah. If it's not too much to ask, Remus, would you mind helping me with the chat real quick while I'm doing this?
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm missing big
Um,
parts of it.
what was the last thing you read off?
The last thing I read off was where Infinite Gamer said, "So how was the Abyss update?" And then I kind of went off on a tangent.
Okay. I'm guessing you said, um, so what things have they added to do in the oceans? Or is it just the look of it? So I'm gonna go down from that.
Okay.
Dave Langer says, new base building parts, the sub, new materials and and new materials and animals. And then Sword said, yeah, he just answered my question. And then Infinite said, I did see some of the new underwater creatures and they do look pretty amazing. Dave Langer says, I can hook you up with some. Oh, you've already read this.
Some of it. Not every comment. It's hard to get to every comment, so I kind of will pick through. If a comment is a response to someone else's comment, I might overlook it from time to time.
Okay then. You can build multiple bases and stagger the harvesting, J-Spot said. And Infinite said, unfortunately got to head back to work. Hope you have a great stream, bro. And sorry, I don't catch more of them. But I will be trying my best. Pwn Stream says hello.
Big up, Infinite
Thunder
Gamer. I
says,
appreciate you stopping by.
Thunder says, okay, I will add you and thank you. Infinite says, before I go, there is 10 people viewing and 4 likes. Make sure you hit that like button for Panda. He is an awesome streamer and deserves more recognition. Peace out, have an awesome stream.
I don't know about that, but thank you. I really just stream to hang out with you guys at the end of the day. I only have a couple of friends in real life that play No Man's Sky, and I love talking about this game and playing with other people and and all that kind of stuff. So really for me, when I stream and you guys join, it's like I'm hanging out with other friends of mine that love this game. So that's how I view it, and that's all I really care about. And it's not about recognition or views or how big the channel is or any of that. So, but thank you.
Thunder says, yeah, the current build is more triple A than indie. I just love the older art style. It was more 70s book covers and very Star Trek original series feel. Dave Langer says, I can't wait for the next big galaxy reset. And J-Spot says, on a planet that I am on, there's wolf-like creatures that hunt in groups up to 3 and they are deadly.
Yeah, I saw him post that picture in the community. Dave Langer, if you're still watching, I want to know your thoughts on the universe resets, because I think that those days are long gone, my friend. I really don't see universe resets anymore. They were able to do this Abyss update, completely change the underwater terrain and life that's underwater with and they did it without changing anything else. It didn't mess up people's bases. It didn't change any of the above water land. Nothing else changed. It was very specific and localized. They were able to introduce all those new features, mechanics, everything, and they didn't have to reset jack shit. And of all the named updates that we've had in No Man's Sky so far, with obviously Foundations, Pathfinder, Atlas Rises, Next, and the Abyss is the only major named update that has not required a universe reset. And I think that that's an important mental note to make. The universe being reset, I think we're done with those days. They can add new flora, fauna, and everything, it looks like, without changing anything else. What are your thoughts, Remus? Do you agree with that statement? Or do you think I'm full of shit?
Well, as you said, they managed to do this update without changing anything major with the galaxy. So I think it's possible. And plus, unless it's something really big, like a really big overhaul, there's no point to reset it. Next was the biggest overhaul I think we're gonna get, and yeah, I don't think we need any more, or they will need to do any more.
I'm right there with you. I agree 100%. But I'm also not a programmer, and that's just sort of like my unprofessional thoughts on it. But just based on the evidence so far, like what we've seen with this update, like we're both saying, I don't see that they really need to do those resets anymore.
I mean, they are good stuff, so.
That's true. They might do a universe reset just for shits and giggles once we all get too comfortable. You never know.
like random resets. Will your hard work be deleted in one fell swoop? Find out in the next week.
Week 10 of community event. You've got to do this new objective, and we've deleted and changed everything. Good luck. You've got 6 days.
We've got 6 days to figure out everything. You're gonna get 1 billion units if you pass this event.
I love how when you build structures underwater now, you can actually see the fishes and everything swimming by. It doesn't. I don't know if you remember building underwater before. It wasn't. It did not appear correctly, and that is no longer the case.
I didn't build underwater before because I heard that there was a lot of bugs.
Lots of bugs, yeah. Oh shit. Alright, let's move this carbon over. I need to build one of those satellite things where you can call any exocraft anywhere you want on any planet. Or on the planet. Oh shit, we got Cuz Walt in the chat. Welcome back to Hidden Panda Show, Cuz Walt. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. I'm doing a terrible job keeping up with the comments, but I just happened to catch that one. So, everybody, if you know Cuz Walt, if you know who he is, make sure that we give that guy some love in the chat. Dude's a badass dude. I'm just saying. And he also helped me find my S-Class fighter. So, which I love. Alright, let's see how that...
I can't even take off because I don't have any fuel and I'm not on the landing pad properly.
Well, you can call your ship to the, just interact with the console. You can call it right to it.
I don't have navigation data.
Let me see if I have any I can send you.
Remember that when I was talking about that, my inventory glitched out somehow and I was missing everything? I still haven't got the basic stuff back, so...
Nope, I don't have any navigation data, but what I will do is I will transfer you some launch fuel. Let me see if I can send that. And that'll fully recharge your launch thrusters. I always keep shit tons of that on deck. I love that you can do that now, by the way. I love that you can buy that.
Thank you. Is there any tech that you need from the people at the shop? Because I can get you one.
The only thing that I really need or desire to have right now, tech-wise, is I've got 2 S-Class Humboldt drive upgrades for my submarine, and I would like a 3rd. That's it. Let's see here. Cuz Walt says, what's going on in No Man's Sky today, Panda? So check this out, Cuz Walt. This is the first base, by the way, Cuz, that I've built since the next update. The last base I built was in Atlas Rises in the Legacy Galactic Hub. So this is the first time I've built a base since then, so from last August or something. But I'll kind of show you what it looks like right now. What am I doing? Okay.
Since all the bugs are ironed out, well, mostly, I think I'm gonna go back to my Atlas Rises save. Because I already have, you know, 1 billion units there, and on this account, I have all of the stuff unlocked. Like, the exocraft and stuff. So I think it'll be easier for me to just move back there.
You should put a backup on a flash drive just in case it corrupts. I know Slade Braddock had some issues and Into the Door, I believe, had some issues with their legacy saves. I didn't really have any. There was one moment where I had a lot of crashes, and I kept every time I would get out of my ship, I would get stuck in the freighter wall. Um, but other than that, I mean, it was, you know, pretty okay. But I would say just put a backup on a flash drive just in case. So, Cuzwalt,
Okay.
this is my base. So I call it Fiji. So I've got 4 landing pads. You walk through the initial entry, down through the grand entrance, which is a bunch of palm trees. And then I've got like a little park area with an aquarium and a terminus right here in the middle. It's built off of just one little island that sticks up out of the water, literally like an underwater mountain. That just its peak comes right up out of the water, and that's where I started my build for my base on this planet in the FDI capital. This planet is very Earth-like. It's got large oceans with continents and everything. So I'm in the middle of the ocean. I call this base Fiji, as it's inspired by the huts that you can find at resorts on Fiji and in the Maldives and other places in the world. So I've got 2 huts here off the side. I'm building 2 more huts over here. These are my little villas. So I've got this one here. I will be building another one over here. It's already built, but I'll be putting things in it and putting the trees around it. So these are the private villas here, off to the side. Then we've got our huts here that have the entire floors of the huts are totally glass, that you can look down into the water and see the fishes and shit swimming around. And then so that's part of my vision for the base. Hidden is building the hotel district back here. So this is going to be the main hotel part. So you're going to have a main lobby when you walk in. There's going to be like office type areas, and then there's a structure that's going to be coming up out of that. It's going to be multi-level, sort of like hotel rooms. So we're going to be having something sort of like that. So this little island is actually going to be a seaside resort, and that's essentially what we're building. And it's going to be a little tricky. I've got to keep everything relatively flat with the exception of this building coming up because I don't want to exceed the multiplayer limit so that if somebody comes to visit this base that's uploaded to the server, that the whole thing loads for them. And I'm not sure how I'll know if I've crossed that limit. But hopefully I haven't done so yet. So I've been trying to keep all my designs and everything fairly simple. But I'm really proud of this build, and this is the first one that I've done since Next updated. So I'm also learning the mechanics of the game as I go along. But let me
Can I
show
tell you
you sort
something?
of. Yeah, go for it.
I like simplicity. Simplicity is nice.
It is. I like clean lines. I like things to be sort of to have a symmetry to them and to sort of line up correctly and to look clean. You know, I don't like to over clutter things, so I have to be careful not to add too much. I don't want my base to be hollow and empty though. So I want things in it. I want things to be around it and interesting things to look at, but without doing too much. So when you first land and walk through the doors, cuz this is what you see. So we got like a little lounge here. When you first walk in with some paintings on the wall, and then you come down the stairs here into the grand walkway, where I've got palm trees and street lights. And then this is the little park area here. So obviously we've got this little aquarium thing going on. We've got a terminus, just different trees here, like a little forest kind of thing going. There's our huts. I've got to build the remaining huts over here. And
Did you
then this
get
is
it?
the. Oh, did you send it to me?
Yes.
Oh shit! Yes, there it is. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay, thank you. Awesome. And then this
Now, if you
here
don't
is
mind,
the. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna come back on my legacy character and see if it isn't broke.
Oh, that's fine. Feel free to join on my game when you get back.
Okay.
All right, and then cause this is the villa here. So I've got these just now added these little trees around. And then when you walk through, I'm going to put some furniture and stuff down here. But this is basically a boat launch. So you come down the stairs, you jump in the Nautilon, and you take off. Below this villa is my Exocraft Geo Bay. And actually, I'm going to be building an underwater observatory right here. So just above the just above my GeoBay terminal will be a little observatory, so you can swim down and go inside of it, and then just you can be underwater in this another little lounge area. Somebody came up with the idea of a swim up bar. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off, but Hidden came up with the idea of the underwater observatory having a section that is takes the theme of a restaurant, like a deep sea restaurant. So we're going to work on that. This is the most complex base I've ever built, and surprisingly, it has not taken me that long. So I don't always work on it, but when I do, I've in total gameplay hours that I've put into this, we're probably looking at 3 or 4. So not you know, not too excessive. Most of which has been done during streams, so you guys can actually have, you know, you guys can actually watch the progress of this being built. But yeah. Oh, I didn't go upstairs, cuz let me show you upstairs. So when you go upstairs, okay, obviously you can see all the little trees from up here, but we have a bedroom. So we've got an aquarium, we've got a computer terminal here. I need to put a chair down. We've got a little LCD TV so you can keep up with your stocks while you lay down in bed preparing for rest. Little lounge here with some couches and a table. I love that table because the light goes away. It's like motion sensitive. When you get within proximity, the light comes up. It's pretty cool. And obviously got some lamps near the bed. So got kind of like a little bedroom set up here with some paintings on the wall, some air conditioning vents, and a moonroof, or what do you call it, skylights. So you got to wake up with the sunrise, go to sleep with the sunset, keep that circadian rhythm fresh. But that's my base, cuz Walt, and this is what Hidden's working on. So if you've seen any of Hidden's bases, he can build some very large, complex sort of things, and he's been playing around with a lot of the mechanics and is getting better and better every time that he does something. So this is going to be our hotel here. This is going to be the main hotel. So if you could imagine a hotel in real life, this is where most of your guests will stay. Obviously, your big ballers are going to be in the private villas, and then your you know, so think of these as your billionaire villas, and then think of the huts as your millionaire private villas as well, your private huts. And then you've got your main hotel for everybody else that's going to be overlooking the ocean on the backside, and then overlooking the main entrance and the park and all that stuff here on the front side. There's also going to be more land that I add, so I'm going to be adding more offshoots with just trees and things around. But I want to get the main buildings built first, make sure that that uploads correctly and that everybody can see that all works well. And then I'll start fluffing it up with a lot of other things. Okay, that's really weird. And then in here is for anybody that visits that wants to check in or whatever. In here is where I have my base computer. So I forgot that you're not able to pick up the base computer and move it, so I just hid it because it looks ugly where it's at. So, but I can't do anything about that. But let me go inside this little hut real quick, and I've got to make another gin and tonic anyway, but this will give me an opportunity to catch up on the chat, so thank you guys for being patient. So, let's see here. Dave Langer says, at some point we will get multiple biomes on one planet. That will need a reset. Didn't think about that. That's very true. If they give us multiple biomes on one single planet, that would indeed require a reset. So yeah, good, very good point. Let's see here. Cuzwalt giving some shout outs in the chat there. Hi Dave Langer, hi JSpot. JSpot streams too, guys, and he streams in a very unique fashion with comm balls, and he'll wave at you and do the gestures and things like that when you comment. When I watched the other night, he was playing and he had his mic on. And so, he streams and make sure he does a lot of really great stuff and in his own way. Nobody else plays the game like JSpot plays. Make sure you guys click on his icon and subscribe to his channel and check that out. Dave Langer says we need to hop into No Man's Sky soon, cuz yes, you guys definitely do. Obviously, I play other games. I mostly play this. I'll be getting into Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm not going to do it now because everybody seems to be streaming that, and I just don't want to do that at the moment. And I don't know if I will stream it, but I do want to play that game and check it out. I'll also be getting Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That one I'm probably going to stream, and I'm really interested in playing that. I've heard that game is great as well. Dave says I'm awesome at base building. I'm not particularly good either, but I'm really liking what I'm building right now. I think it's turning out pretty well, and I'm hoping it becomes sort of like a tourist attraction here in the FDI capital. So that'd be really cool. Because all the other bases are all on land. I think mine is the only in the middle of fucking nowhere. So. Does anyone else terrain manipulate around the locked doors to protect themselves from sentinels? No, I don't know. I don't know about I definitely don't. Cuzwalt says, gotta put that skate park in there someday. That would be cool. A skate park inside a No Man's Sky? I don't know how that would work, but it'd be nice to look at. And a hookah bar. Sword put a link in the chat to the Free Delta Initiative. Cuzwalt, I know that I think you've joined. Dave Langer, click on that to join if you'd like. Again, for those that don't know, it's very simple. If you're in the Delta or want to be in the Delta, you want to be associated with a group, but you want to be able to play the game your way, and you don't want some, video game entity dictating what you do and how you play the game, please join the Free Delta. We don't have bullshit naming conventions. We don't have weird fucking rules that you got to follow. We don't have to do any of that. If you want to be a pirate, be a fucking pirate. If you want to grief other players and fucking, do, what do you call it? Death matches and PvP, fucking do that too. If you want to run around the system and claim it, whatever, right? The way that me and Lily in Slade thought about this whole thing is that if you've watched the movie John Wick, they have the Continental. And you have this hotel with all of these people that get together from the underworld, and they all might be enemies. They might have hits on each other. One person might have a hit to assassinate the other person, or whatever the case is. But when they're in the Continental, they just follow and respect the rules of the Continental. So our Continental is the Astara region where the capital is. That's our Continental. And every civilization that is aligned with us has their Continental. So with the Epic Pirates, they're in Bonesank. They've got their whole little thing. The NMS Cafes and the Coffee Band, they got their own little thing. We've got several civilizations that are aligned with us that they have their own little thing. But as long as you respect their rules, you're fine. But as far as the hub is concerned, the hub doesn't really have any rules. So if you want to run around the Astara region wreaking havoc and causing problems, and that's how you play No Man's Sky, I don't give a shit. I just want people to play No Man's Sky their way and have a good time playing. Because a lot of people start a lot of bullshit. There was the whole thing with fucking the Black Hand or whatever, and the Galactic Consortium, and you've got the Fed and the Galactic Hub, and they have their own way of doing stuff. And if you just want to be around other people who love playing this game and you want to play your way, join the Free Delta, please. We'd love to have you. Our membership is growing. As you can see, there are bases being built on this capital system. There are other bases that are being built in Cafe 42, which belongs to the NMS Cafe. There's bases that are being built in Epic Pirate or Epic Space, and so on. So just come in, go wherever you want, man. You don't have to name something a certain way. If you want to name it fucking Dildo Supreme, if the game doesn't ban you, I won't ban you. Okay. So just kind of keep that under mind. Like I said, we'd love to have you there. One second, guys. My wife is calling.
I can see a. Never mind.
Sorry, guys. Wife's having a bad day at work. She's a coordinator. She's a billing coordinator at her job. So basically, she does all the billing for the office and sort of kind of runs that department in a way. And she's having a bad day. So
Ah,
sorry, I had to jump off for a second. Um, Red Dead Online Clan Panda. Yes. Yes, I'm for sure going to have Red Dead by the time that shit drops online. And that's predominantly probably how I'm going to play it. Um, I want to join your hub, bro. Well, do it. Click on the link, join the hub, dude. And it says add me, add PSN. So I'm going to blue screen you guys. I'm going to go ahead and add Turtle Duck real quick. And that way he next whenever I'm playing now or whenever in the future he can just join on my location and do a base. Just join the amino free delta. Thank you, Dave. Seriously, seriously, we are a cool place, man. We are a cool place, and the we got all the right people there. We've got Lily Hop at the NMS Cafe, Slade Braddock into the door. We've got Sword the Horde. Okay, we've got Now we've got Dave Langer, Cuz Walt is in the group, comes by every now and again. We've got Hidden there. We've got
We've
Agent
got me.
Tomcat. We've got Remus, who for some reason
Remus
people
is
think
fun.
he's always starting shit, but he's for everybody who's watching, Remus is awesome and is never starting shit. Okay, and we've got a lot of great people there. Seriously, seriously, a lot of names that you'd recognize and know if you've been playing and following No Man's Sky for a while. So it is a cool, cool place, man. And we're big at the FDI hub. We're big fans of the Amino hub, which is based in Alpha Quadrant, and we love the way that Amino hub is set up. I'm personally a huge Amino hub fan, and a lot of what I've accomplished in the game is thanks to the Amino hub. And I used to live in the Galactic hub. They're friends of ours. Um, I've done content for their channel before, stuff like that. So, some of our civilizations are, they're federated. So, they're in the Federation, have a Federation vote. So we are everywhere. You just haven't heard of us, but trust me, we are everywhere, and there's, so we'd love to have you, seriously. And I'm going to add Turtle Duck real quick, guys. TNA fan, 2016. Is TNA like tits and ass, or is that like, what is TNA? Tell me, Turtle Duck, what is TNA? TNA fan. Is it porn? I don't know what this is. I went straight to the gutter with that one, but that's okay. Take a picture. Yeah. I saw you trying to grenade me inside my own villa. It's fucked up, Remus. You totally hit me with that what is it? That beam, dude. All right, and I'm back. Oh, dude, it is. The weather just got crazy all of a sudden. What? Need to get out of the storm. TNA wrestling. uh, tits and ass, bro. Of course. I mean, I thought that's what TNA was. I thought that was like the official acronym for TNA was tits and ass. Maybe I'm wrong. And that's not a sexist thing. I checked my YouTube metrics the other day, and I used to have some women that followed this channel, and maybe I'm just too brash or something. But when I looked the last time, it said 100% male audience. So it is a sausage party here at Hidden Panda Show. We need to try to get some broads in here, guys. I'm all about equal.
Mold and Marash.
I'm all about equality. Seriously, can't just have dudes up in here. Total non-stop action. Is that literally what it stands for, Dave? Is that what the wrestling thinks it? Total non-stop action. That's definitely porn, or is that wrestling? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I must admit, I used to like TNA wrestling, but the name is basically tits and ass. I used to watch wrestling when I was younger. It broke my heart when I found out that it was all like staged. But now, especially Hidden's a huge wrestling fan. Now I just admire the athleticism of it, and they have one of the craziest road schedules in the entertainment industry. So those guys are just crazy, crazy, crazy. Yo, 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 dude! Someone say something about sausage. Yes, John Hall, and not the kind you taste. Well, I guess it could be the kind you taste, but we're not talking about food. Sword says, dude, I just found out what DTF meant last Friday. You are a total dad. Sword, if you're just now finding out what DTF means, you are a total dad. That is hilarious. That is so funny. Daniel Bryan just turned heel and won the title. Woo woo. I don't know who that is, but hell yeah. John Hall says, that's what she said. She said. John Hall with the equality. There we go, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. All right. How much more carbon do I need? I need to do more treatment. Well, no, not necessarily. I need to furnish this other one. But I also need to put a dock. Not a dock, but a little walk path around it. This escalated quickly. Hey, sometimes, man, sometimes I get a little inappropriate, and that's just how the channel goes. All right, and Tits and Ass fan just accepted my friend request. Thank you, Tits and Ass.
My favorite acronym is BITCH.
No, no, no.
Boastful individual that creates haters. Or beautiful individual that corrects hoes. Or my favorite variation, boy, I'm taking charge here.
That's a good one. Guys, we can take these derogatory terms and we can turn them into terms of endearment.
And then there's diet, which stands for, did I eat that? So, what's your view on the R word?
Like, as in retarded?
Yes.
For a long time, it was a medical terminology. And if you're using it that way, it's completely fine and acceptable. If you're not, you're a douchebag. And
what
that's...
if I'm reading it off a site for dumb acronyms? Does that make me a douchebag?
No.
Okay.
I have a niece who has a brain injury, and one could say that she is retarded. But the correct term nowadays is special needs. That's what you would call one such person.
Yeah, that kind of concerns me that they're sending special forces out in the army. It's kind of scary.
They have the element of surprise. You would never expect that. Oh, come on. Why can't I add this stairs? This is bullshit. Oh, I don't have enough fucking pure ferrite. That's why. Do you have any pure ferrite?
Well, this is my character that I haven't opened up since Next, so I have nothing.
Oh, you bastard.
I don't have anything for that. Actually, I do have 23 of it. How did I get that?
And all I need is 10.
Okay,
So,
then I guess I'll just give it to you.
So send me 10. No, I have a niece who she doesn't have really any motor skills, is developmentally stunted, all kinds of stuff, and she's a special needs person, and I donate to charities for the different special needs groups. I attend the March for Respect, so I might joke about things from time to time, but guys, trust me, I'm a big believer in the golden rule and helping out the less fortunate and all that kind of stuff. So. Certain things are just funny to say. I don't want anybody conflating those things with my actual belief system. And we're off. Matter of fact, yesterday at work, I made a pretty good donation to St. Jude's, which is an organization that helps out children, with cancer and leukemia and things like that.
Oh yeah. Well, the other day I got free condoms from college because we had somebody come in, a guest speaker come in and talk about STDs.
There you
That
go.
was the thing.
What's really funny to me is when I was growing up and I was in high school. I didn't go to college, but high school for me was basically college. Those 4 years of my life were tumultuous. I got arrested. I spent some time in juvie. All kinds of stuff. I partied a lot, did a lot of crazy things. Was a ladies' man, very successful with the women. Um, it was in terms of the social aspects of my high school for me was it was like if you ever seen the movie Van Wilder. I mean, I'm talking. I would put black cardboard paper up on windows and use a friend whose dad owned a warehouse and had a warehouse party, and it would just full of all kinds of craziness and all that kind of stuff. And one thing I never did, one thing that I never thought was you know that I never thought was a good idea was having any sort of a sexual interaction with somebody without protection. I just it's so fucking gross to me. You know what I mean? Just the idea or the chance of like herpes or syphilis or hepatitis C or HIV or any of those kind of things scared the fucking dog shit out of me. And I always strapped up. And my brother and my friends and all these other people just rolled the dice. And some of them caught something and some of them didn't. And I just never understood that. And teenagers think shit's never going to happen to them. And they're never going to get in trouble and nothing's ever going to affect them. And they just walk around raw dogging anything with two legs. And I'm just like, fucking have a brain. You know what I mean? It's like if you're in the house, you can catch a cold from somebody just breathing the same air, but you're going to go inside of somebody else's body and exchange fluids like it's Tuesday. Doesn't make any sense. Don't know why that came up, but it's just I guess because I have a younger brother and my two sister-in-laws are in college, and I worry about them because I know how teenagers are, but I never fucked around with that. I never had any unplanned pregnancies, never caught any fucking weird diseases. Just be smart. You know what I mean? I
Listen,
did I did a lot of dumb things. I never did that though.
I mean, who would want to risk having their dick fucking melt off because they stuck it in some hole?
I wouldn't refer to anybody as hoes, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I was never a big fan of the word hoe or calling girls sluts. If a guy is sexually successful with many women, he's like a hero, right? So it's just kind of like there's some girls out there that just enjoy having sex, and lots of it with many different partners. And if they're being smart and safe, and there's not some strange emotional component behind it, like a psychological issue, then I mean it's completely fine, you know. But yeah, it's just like my friend's younger brother. The first time that he had a girlfriend, his girlfriend told him that she was a virgin, and he believed her. And he thought that because he was a virgin and she was supposedly a virgin, that he trying to go without a condom, and apparently, felt that the pull-out method was going to be enough. And the
Oh
very
no.
first time that he got with her, he got chlamydia because she lied about her being a virgin. So it's just like, yeah, it's just not worth it, man. I don't know how I got on to talking about that. I go on these tangents. I'm sorry, guys. Oh shit. I couldn't turn for a second. That was weird.
The worst thing I've done is climb over a gate and got shouted at by an old man. And that's the worst thing that happened to me.
I
I
I
mean,
did a lot
there's
of
something else.
I did a lot of bad things. I did a lot of stupid things. My dad left when I was younger. I grew up without my father. My mom was always working. She was never home. So And then back in the days, you didn't have cell phones. Your parents couldn't really keep track of you, and I was out running around a lot and just doing stupid shit. And but it, you know,
Anyway, one time there was this random ass drill like around my neighborhood, and I was like, "Hey, look, random ass drill on the floor right here. I might as well smash it." And then I was smashing it, and then some like people came out and they were like, "Hey, that's our baby's toy. You can't be doing that." And it was just a fucking drill, and they gave a drill to a baby, and then I got in trouble for smashing it. I mean, I
well,
guess it was stupid to smash the drill that was just there.
yeah, you can't randomly walk around and smash someone's grill.
Well, it was just on the fucking floor. I thought so, and it wasn't even working.
So if you saw a car pulled off to the side of the road and one of the tires was missing, would you just walk up and start beating it with a baseball bat?
No, I'd piss on it.
No, don't do that.
Well,
That is terrible.
I I have pissed on a car once, but I've never done it again, so I've learned my lesson.
Dude, so I've got family in the UK, like lots of family. Predominantly in the Bristol and Torpoint, like Plymouth areas, um, but a few in like London and stuff like that. And I've been there a few times, and I remember one specific night um, because at the time, because in England, I don't know if it's changed, but at the time you didn't have to be 21 to drink alcohol. And my dad's originally
I
from
think
there.
it's still 18.
It's still 18? Okay. And my dad had took me to Plymouth, and we went on a family trip to go visit family, and he had taken me there, and we went to a bar in Tor Point called the Standard and a couple of other places, and I got pretty smashed. And then me and my cousin decided to go into Plymouth, which was just a crossing the ferry over into Plymouth. And this is literally the culture that I saw. In America, it's totally different, and at least from what I've seen. So because Europe is like so compact, particularly England, everything's so close together, and you could walk everywhere and like take public transportation everywhere, and it's much easier to get around there than it is here in the U.S. But I'm taking this ferry, and everybody is just walking around drunk. I don't think there's really a drunk driving problem there as much as there is in the United States. Everyone is just walking around completely fucking smashed. And there's like 10 people just leaned over the ferry, throwing up into the river, and they would throw up, and then when they were done, they would just like go back to like walking around the ferry like it was all normal and sitting down and shit. And then once we got to the other side, those same people were like walking down the sidewalk, sort of the same way that I was going, and going to like this nightclub and stuff that we were trying to get into. And I just thought that was like so crazy because I never see that here. I never see just people just out in public walking around completely shit faced, just blah. You know what I mean?
Well, you see, we're here for a good time, not a long time, and people over here embrace that.
Yeah. I mean they do. It was just complete. It took me completely by surprise. It was really wild. Oh shit. John Hall says,
Yes.
"Hey Panda, be advised the wooden pieces have the most complexity, so you might start to see pieces pop in and out of their active and inactive states since they can't all load at once if too big." Damn. I didn't think about that. Now, good thing that most of the entire center of this base is cement pieces, or I hope Hidden is making this entire thing out of wood. I might need him to change that and use cement pieces. Yeah,
Well, this
he's
thing has cement floor.
no, but he needs to build the walls and everything out of cement because he's
Oh,
building almost the entire structure out of wood. And if what John Hall is saying is true, that's going to be a problem since the rest of the base is pretty much wood, with the exception of this main entrance here, which is all concrete.
I got that. I mean, what's the point of a beach house if it's not going to be like a hut and stuff, and it's not all going to be natural? and shit that people buy into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like your fighter. It's pretty badass, and I love the ships with cockpit, the X-wing style cockpits. Um, hold on, let me see here.
It's it's Atlas Rise's fighter. It's his S class, and I spent good time trying to get it. Good time and money.
Cuz Walt says, "Hi John, almost weekend, dude. Work has been brutal, dude. I've been putting in a lot of hours, and unfortunately, just due to some unforeseen circumstances, I lost my job, and now I'm working in retail, and that's been complete murder. I make pretty good money for what I do, because I it's this complicated position that I do with Verizon, which is the largest cell phone carrier in America. But anyway, I work in the retail sphere, and we're coming upon one of the busiest shopping holidays, and it's already getting crazy. Um, let's see here.
Um,
Turtle Duck says, "I wonder when the Week 8 community event will come. Hello Games have been quiet. I agree. I'm not sure when it'll drop. Uh, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of breaks now between the different community events." Um, Dave Langer says, "Mentally delayed is a better term too. That also, I like special needs. It is a perfect explanation of sort of what it is. You know, special needs says it all. Whether it's dementia, you have a physical disability. You know, my grandfather passed away of complications of Alzheimer's. You know, all of these people are special needs. They are not independent. They need assistance, or they can be a danger to themselves or others, and they require special needs. Even though back in the day, retarded was technically a medical term, and I don't think it's a bad word like a lot of people feel like it is. I think there are better words to use. Um, if you call somebody beautiful, that is not in a condescending way. That is douchey. I don't know what that means. Oh, did you see that Bat Kid is cancer free now? Who is Bat Kid? Oh, is that the kid that got the final wish thing? The Wish Foundation or whatever that had the everything was like Arkham City, and he got to meet the commissioner, and there's a guy that was dressed as Batman. That kid, he had the is that right? That's crazy. That's awesome. My nephew has a form of autism as well as my cousin. I'd stand up for them in a heartbeat, dude. I 100% agree, man. And you know what's really interesting? People look at autism as like this debilitating disease, but it's very treatable, and people can function at a very high level if given the right attention. Like uh, like my friend's brother, my friend Kyle, his younger brother, who he holds very dear to his heart, is an airplane pilot, and he suffers from Asperger's, and he also had a brain tumor, and he had a brain operation, and they had to remove a portion of his brain to remove the tumor. But he has Asperger's autism, and he's a fucking airplane pilot and a damn good one. And his father is a senior test pilot for Gulfstream Aerospace, which is, you know, the parent company, General Dynamics, military contractor that owns that. And senior test pilots make over 200 and something, 300 and something $1,000 a year, and they have great insurance. And he's a senior test pilot for Gulfstream, and he has Asperger's autism. And you know, these people can be, if given the right attention and the right opportunities, and if in a society that accepts you know, whatever is perceived as their deficiency, um, they can turn out to be like very high functioning members of society. In fact, very important members of society, because people with Asperger's or certain forms of autism have a tendency to be very adept at like one particular thing. Um, and in rare cases, they will have like savant. They'll be like a savant at that thing. But and you know, whether it's musically, or they know everything about history, or whatever, their brain and their perception is very different than ours. The way that they see the world is entirely different, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a deficiency. They're just different, and they need different stimulation and different interactions, um, that are more congruent with the way that they perceive and see the world. Um, I bet your nephew, if he's young, John, is probably going to grow up to be a total badass if he's getting the right, the right care and everything. J Spot says, I have a brain injury and I'm not offended by anyone's speech. Sticks and stones. There you go, man. I think a lot of people these days are a lot more hypersensitive than they used to be, and when you're that way, it kind of disables any sort of conversation that we can have. I think that like stand-up comedy is one of the most important facets of our civilization and our society because they say things that people are afraid to talk about, and they're funny. We find those things funny because they create anxiety, and it's like and they're sort of speaking from a place of truth. We all need to kind of calm down a bit. We don't know each other's lives. People can make assumptions about me and the things that I say, but they don't know anything about my life or my upbringing or what I believe in or my interpersonal beliefs, and we can have that conversation if you don't immediately jump to the conclusion that I'm a piece of shit or that I'm being a douchebag. So, Gators, bitches, best be wearing Jimmy's. Yes. What movie's that from? I know that's a Will Ferrell movie. What is The Other Guys? That's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, Gators, bitches be wearing Jimmy's. Dude, that movie was hilarious. Hilarious. The three best Will Ferrell movies ever are Talladega Nights, The Other Guys, and Step Brothers. Like the best. Uh, like God, that movie was so good. This is why you don't have females in your chat. Probably, but I'm a nice guy. Come on. Maybe the conversation would be different if it wasn't so much testosterone flying around here. But Dave Langer does have a point. It was awesome not having cell phones growing up. I was born in '85, so only 1 in 100 people had a cell phone in high school. Shit, I didn't get my first phone until I was almost 20. Yeah, I was 19 when I got a phone. I had to get it myself, and I had to pay a $500 deposit because I didn't have credit, and my dad gave me the phone. So, but yeah. When I was younger, my mom would just give me change for the payphone, and she'd be like, be home by the time the street lights come on. If you're not home by 10, I'm going to call the police. And it was like, here's some change. If shit gets hairy, call me. That was back when you had to remember phone numbers. But yeah. John Hall says, hey, Panda, be advised. Oh, no, I've already read that. If you build too large of a base, you'll know when it starts. Okay. The danger is, however, if you build too large and a lot of it is visible, your machine very well may crash. I've experienced this in solo and multiplayer builds. Appreciate that. That back end piece, I'm going to have hidden change the pieces for concrete. There's just no other way around it because all of the framing of that is wood, and I think that's going to present a problem. I put in a 16-hour day yesterday. Left my house at 3 a.m. to get to an important meeting at 7 a.m. Left at 3:45 p.m. and got home at almost 8. No, dude, that is crazy. Fuck that. Cuzwalt says, Panda, when is Verizon 5G going to drop? It's already dropped in New York, Houston, Los Angeles, and a few other places. It's for residential markets right now. It's not for the cellular market currently because what they're doing is they're doing a trial test. Verizon can do gigabit speeds over the air without a fiber optic connection. And they're trying to see if they can replace people's wired home internet with a completely wireless solution. So basically, you would have sort of like a station that was attached to the building or to your house or whatever that would run into like a modem and a Wi-Fi router on the other side, and it would take a 5G signal and then just broadcast it through your house as a Wi-Fi signal until everything that we have eventually has a SIM card and connects to, the network essentially and can receive the 5G frequency that way. But Verizon already has 5G implemented for residential home markets. 5G cellular should be coming sometime next year. And most likely they'll be the first to do it. If not them, T-Mobile, because T-Mobile is working on a 600 megahertz 5G spectrum right now. And it's looking to be pretty terrific. So hopefully Verizon beats into it, but it looks like T-Mobile, if not Verizon, T-Mobile might be the first. Let's see, dude. If it ever comes to my area, I'd love to get 5G as my house internet. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the Verizon has the network capacity to be able to handle that. They have 150 million subscribers, the most expansive network, they're the largest carrier by a long shot in the United States. The United States is 3.7 million square miles. Verizon covers 400,000 square miles more than AT&T. That's almost a third more of the country, and AT&T is their closest competition. I mean, it's not even fucking close. Verizon just has the capacity. So even if AT&T and T-Mobile drop 5G or whatever, they're not going to have the same capacity. Verizon will still shit all over them all day long. That's why they've won every award in customer service, performance, reliability, network, all of that 10 years in a row, back to back every year. Um, and I'm not trying to sell you guys on Verizon. That's just facts. I'm just spitting facts. Dude, my cousin has that too. He is a fucking linguist expert, doctorate and everything. He was reading at a high school level at the age of 3. Insane. Yeah, I mean, if you think about people that have like autism or some other sort of, you know, what we would call an illness, a mental illness, or some other kind of thing. If you would imagine them, in years past, right? They didn't have the sort of social engineering that we have. They didn't have sort of the social mechanics and ability to be in a group with other people. And so a lot of them were sort of outcast. A lot of people that have autism or all these things were homeless and sort of left behind by society, or they were put in, mental homes and things like that. Now we're finding that there's a couple cases, where these people have incredible photographic memories and can remember specific dates or can calculate at a very high level. Just all kinds of things, and these things are beneficial to society. And we're learning more about these different things as time passes, and it's really kind of crazy to think about, um, because we used to view these people as pariahs in society, and we're coming to find out that really they're kind of geniuses. I forget the guy's name, but there's a guy who's got he suffers from Asperger's autism, but he has a savant syndrome, and he's an English guy, um, but he sees numbers and mathematic calculations as colors and shapes, and he can calculate things instantly. He recited the how pi has the repeating numbers afterward. He recited those for 15 hours because it has an infinite number of um, you know after the decimal of placements, and he spat them out accurately for 15 straight fucking hours, memorized them all. He learned the Icelandic language in like a week and was able to speak it fluently in an interview. The guy is simply incredible. And somebody like that 100 years ago, would be in a mental institute. And now in our society, which is much more, open and accepting, he can, share his gift with everybody. So, and has made an entire career in doing so. In fact, he might not have the same emotional capacity as everybody else, but in every other way, he's a fucking genius. You know? Cool, cool, cool. That should be more than enough carbon for the remaining trees. John Hall, do trees take up a lot of complexity? Because I plan on having a lot of trees at this base. My wife tried to call me. 1 second. What does crunch mean? That's what I said, crunch. What is that? Crunch. Okay. What was I gonna do? Yeah, build trees. Crunch. Ah. Why'd you say crunch? I still don't get it. My PS4 is screaming right now. I'm gonna go save just in case. I'm gonna upload and then go save. Having a snack. We'll be back on the mic soon. Okay, Remus. Oh no. Trees are disappearing. Ooh. Oh, I picked the wrong tree for this side. God damn it. I wonder if I get this carbon back. Hopefully these are the right color. Otherwise that'd have been a total fail. What the fuck? There we go. Right, awesome.
Since I have college in the morning, I'm just gonna do my daily missions on Gundam and then sign out. So.
Oh no, that's cool. You oh yeah, you guys are like 6 hours ahead, right? So it's probably damn. Man, I can go through carbon quick on those trees, dude. Oh, I had some in the exocraft. Thank God. Jesus. I'm not gonna lie, building a base is, in a way, really sort of soothing. Kind of liking it. It's like therapy.
Well, that was the same thing with me in Elite Dangerous, just sitting down, putting a route with some cargo, or with some missiles, and just jumping, and then doing my tasks. What made
The
it fun?
the problem that I have with Elite personally, because it's a great game. and I think that people misunderstand me about Elite. It's just that other than like pickup and delivery missions, I can't find anything to do. And maybe I need to play longer so that I can like fight other ships and get better ships and the whole multiplayer thing. But every time I play, it's like for me to get anywhere, get any kind of money, I've got to pick something up from a space station, deliver it to another space station for credits. I'm like, that's it.
Well, if you play with me for like an hour, I can get you money.
Well, I need to do that. I need a multi crew, and me, you, and Hidden should play because Hidden loves Elite Dangerous, and the game just looks beautiful. It's one of the best looking space games I've seen. So it looks amazing. I can't I can't seem to find enjoyment in it for some reason. It's just like all I seem to turn back to is right back to No Man's Sky.
Everybody has their own taste in games, so people
Yeah.
enjoy their own stuff. But if you don't like the same thing I like, you're stupid and wrong, and I don't like you anymore.
Well, I think for Elite to feel like a complete when I go into a space station, I'd like to walk around and explore the space station because the space stations look so cool when you go to them, and I love how you have to like request permission to like land and stuff like that. And I love all of that stuff about Elite Dangerous. It's just that I can't. I feel like I'm so trapped in the ship. You know, am I being unreasonable?
That's a fair point. People have wanted quote unquote space legs for a while
Yeah.
to get out of your ship and use your legs to walk around it or go into the station.
Did you hear that? I think January or something, or next year sometime, Subnautica will be coming to the PS4.
Yeah,
Are you pretty excited for that? Do you play that?
I haven't played it before, but it looks beautiful. Like underwater, it looks nice. But it's just I already have too many survival grindy games, so I just want
Right.
to get into a game where I can just not have to grind, quick fun.
Right. Cuz Walt says, "Hit me up on Elite 2 when you play." Yeah, man, I need to. Cuz I think if I was playing that game with other people, I think I would probably like it a lot more because I would learn the ropes a little bit. I'd get a better introduction into the game because like I said, I love the flight mechanics. I love the way the game looks. There's a lot of things I like about the game. Having to request permission to dock with the docking station, you have to intercept the docking station or the space station in its orbit path around wherever the hell it's at. So if the space station is around orbit of a planet, when you're in what do you call it, frame shift or whatever, you have to uh, you have to sort of line up and intersect it correctly and line up with it
There's
and
timings and stuff.
there's timing. Yeah, you've got to drop out of frame shift at the right time to so that everything sort of syncs up so that you can dock with the space station. And all of that is like, I love that. I love that. But I just need a little bit more because in No Man's Sky, I can get out of my ship, I can walk around, I can explore planet, I can go in the ocean, I can go in caves, I can when I get to a space station, I can get out, I can walk around, I can interact with NPCs, I can take missions. You know what I mean? It's like I just need a little bit more from Elite Dangerous to really hook me in. But I think if I'm playing with
What
other
would
people, I'll get a lot more enjoyment out of it.
what do you think if they added a clan mechanic where you could make clans with your friends?
That would be cool.
Because that's what they're adding in the next update.
See, that might turn things around because then you can start like a pirate clan, and go like fuck with other players or whatever. I mean,
You can
I
also have
guess
a fleet carrier.
Can you not have that already? You can't have like a freighter or anything?
No, you can't in Elite Dangerous, but
Oh, I thought you could have capital ships.
well, there are capital ships that you go up against. No,
Oh, but you can't. But you
in
can't own one.
models. Yeah, but with the next update, you can get one.
That's badass.
But
Okay.
and also they're updating mining. Yay!
I'll tell you
People's
what. Like,
favorite.
I watched this. I watched this guy. He used to be on YouTube. He's on Twitch now, but his name's Boondock, and I've
Oh
watched
yeah,
him. You know Boone. So I've watched him play Elite Dangerous, and I'll tell you this. I love the ships and the way the ships look in that game. That I will say. Just the design of the ships. They do need a better third person mechanic though, because when you go into third person, it's difficult to fly.
it's more of a
But
camera mode.
yeah, it's more of a camera. Exactly. Because of the flight mechanics and frame shift and dropping in and out of certain speed profiles and diverting power to certain things and all of that, it'd be difficult to pull off. But I really would like to see a better third-person mode in Elite Dangerous because the ships look so damn cool. It would just be really cool to see that in the third person.
Yeah. Like, you know how No Man's Sky is more like soft sci-fi, more on the cartoony side of stuff,
Right,
but
it's not
Elite
really meant to
Dangerous
be
is,
realistic.
yeah. I don't know, something about the designs of the ships in Elite Dangerous just really catch me. And especially like Federation ships. And there are
Oh,
like different factions and
the
different
ships in
companies
Elite
that make ships.
look so cool. They really do. Oh shit.
I think you were in a stream where I was playing with Boondock once.
Oh, you've played with him?
Yeah,
I don't seem to remember that.
once, yeah.
Was this a while back?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't been streaming lately, has he? Or have I just missed all of
No,
his streams?
you've just missed it. He is not on YouTube anymore. He's only on Twitch. He streamed I think it was Red Dead just a couple of days ago. I was actually watching that. It was either yesterday or the day before. He plays with a Lady Die Gamer a lot, and they'll play like different games and stuff like that too. I really miss him on YouTube because YouTube is where I watch most of my content. The only reason I go to Twitch is because he's there, and I can. And my favorite people were streaming on Twitch, like Daylanger or Cuzwalt, Boone, Iceman Third ID went to Twitch. I used to watch his YouTube stuff, but I haven't really watched his Twitch stuff. I don't even know what he's really doing over there. Um, I haven't followed him in a while. John Hall says, "Shit, guys, I'm back. I had to take a brief leave. My apologies. No worries, man. We all got to take a shit sometimes, John." I'm joking. All
Let
right.
me tell you something. You know when you're out in public and you need to use the toilet, but you really don't want to use the public ones?
Yes.
Just like in college, I can't go to the toilet there. I have to just stick it out until I go home.
Really?
Yes.
So I
It's
have
like I
a
go.
for public toilets. I have a preparation process. So one does not simply just use public toilets. What you have to do, and this is what I do, is I go and I take napkins or paper towels and I apply the sanitizer or the soap or whatever in some water, and I actually prepare the throne for my ass. because it makes me feel better, and I might not actually be actively doing anything to make it more sanitary. It just makes me feel better. But I clean the entire seating area, and then I wash my hands, and then I go, and then I wash my hands again. But I am very weird about using public restrooms. I also use hand sanitizer every time I touch gas pumps. I just don't trust people. John Hall says the world may never know, and then J Spot says I can shit anywhere. Not me, dude. Not me.
It's just not how it works.
I might be spoiled. It might be first world problems, but I'd rather shit outside than a dirty public restroom, if I'm just being honest. And I will never shit at a petrol station. Ever. I've seen some bathrooms where I'm just like, that is scary. You know the dirtiest thing in the world is the sign-in pen at the doctor's office. Ugh.
Oh god. People with sicknesses use that and shit.
Yeah. But in your defense, Remus, I think that John might be wrong about this. It's actually cell phones. From what I've been told, cell phones are the grossest thing that you'll touch all day, because you'll touch gas pumps, other people, other things, other items, keyboards, all kinds of stuff. You know, you go to the bathroom, you touch different surfaces, doorknobs, all kinds of things. Then you touch your phone. Your phone's always in your face. You've got oils on your face, and those oils stick to the phone. And then that's a breeding ground for other bacteria and all that other kind of stuff.
That's why I use a wet wipe to wipe it.
Exactly. And so they say that your phone actually contains a lot more bacteria than the floor of a public restroom. That being said, what I do is I keep hand sanitizer in my car, and every now and again I'll just squeeze some hand sanitizer on my hands, and I'll put my phone between my hands, and I'll wipe my whole phone down with hand sanitizer and my hands. And that, you know, obviously it's isopropyl alcohol, and that hand sanitizer is like 70% isopropyl or something like that. And that does a pretty good job at killing bacteria as well. Common bacteria. Also, like you said, Lysol wipes, wet wipes, anything really. 1 second. Hush. Bella. Calm down. Babe, what are they barking at? Was that just you in there making noise, or was that... What was that? Huh. You said that you were going to take them, but that's fine. We'll be okay for tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I only get sick like once every 3 years. Wash your hands, people, all the time. Alcohol prep wipes are pretty handy. That's what I use. Or a microfiber towel with alcohol and a spray bottle. There you go. Washing your hands is better because you're just washing away bacteria. If you use hand sanitizer or like antimicrobial or antibacterial stuff too much, you're actually strengthening the bacteria and making them more resistant to those things. But, you know, in a quick jam, yeah, use them. You know, it's okay. In a quick jam. Otherwise, just wash them. You know. But yeah, phones are fucking gross, man. They're just gross. I mean, for cleaning my cell phone.
There's also
gotcha.
that one thing that people never speak about that a lot of people do. And, you know, really don't want to be touching up on stuff.
Don't you dare say what I think you're gonna say.
Like, listen, I fucking touch the like, you know, on buses there are like the things that you hold on to so that you don't fall over and stuff. Like,
Right.
I go to touch that and it's all warm and greasy and disgusting. And it's like, ugh.
Uh,
Don't even get me started on the seats. They're like coated with dust and crumbs and
dude, and then there's people out there that like refuse to like wash their hands after they use the bathroom. My dad is one of those people. He'll take a shit and then flush the toilet and then just leave the bathroom. And I'm like, "Did you wash your hands?" And he goes, "No, that's what your immune system's for." And he's like, if you're too clean all the time, that's how you get sick or whatever. And I'm just like, it doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't. Like it's so gross.
and then there are people who masturbate and don't want to wash their hands. I said it.
Oh, I'm sure. All right, there we go. That's all the carbon I need. I wash my hands with soap, nothing fancy. Exactly. Soap for the fragrance, but just water is fine, believe it or not. A lot of doctors have said that an overly sanitized environment is what leads a lot of children to having childhood allergies and respiratory problems and things like that because they need that immune response to strengthen themselves. But if you just wash your hands with warm water for a long enough period of time, you're rinsing away a lot of the bacterial content on your hands. You don't even need all that shit. John Hall says masturbation. I never heard of him. Can't believe you said that, Remus.
Oh, sorry. I am sorry, my good sir.
Good thing I don't have
I
a
shall
thousand
not.
subscribers, because if I did, YouTube would never pay me ever for the things that are said on this
Oh
channel.
no,
Sometimes
he said the word of the sinners. Ban him quick.
I would never get ad revenue. I'm telling you right now, if I was making money for this, I would be like Mr. Rogers, because I know YouTube are assholes about that. I'm not sure why. You want me to wrap it up? Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Were those trees a good idea? Let me know in the chat.
Trees are trees.
John Hall with the Mister Rogers song. Did you guys have that in the UK, Remus? Mister Rogers, do you know who that is?
No.
Okay. You want water, Charlie? One second, guys.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back street? You never know if you don't go. From there a shine if you don't blow. Hey now, you're an author. Get the game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get show on, get it. I don't know the fucking lyrics.
Okay, I'm back.
Fuck yes! I got the Goof custom finally. Jesus Christ.
Don't know what that means, and I was very surprised to hear that immediately upon putting on my headphones. But that's cool. Congratulations, Remus. Okay.
Yes,
John Hall
I am
says,
very
"Now's
happy.
now's your chance, Remus." What does that mean?
I was singing.
Oh, okay. And then J Spot J says, "Hey, trolley." What does that mean? Who's trolley? When I was younger, everybody would deny.
Well, nowadays we embrace it like the, the 15-year-olds we are. I mean, I'm actually 16, but get it.
And you're in college?
Yeah.
Are you like a genius?
No, it's different systems from here in America. And I'm
Oh,
not.
okay, because in the United States, you don't graduate high school until you're like almost 18 years old, and depending on when your birthday is, you could potentially be 18 when you graduate.
Oh, okay.
Or if you're like me, you get held back twice and then have to go to an alternative school where you test out of all of your courses to get credits so that you can graduate almost on time. That's a true story. So the first time I got held back was because I was selling drugs at school, and it was the only time I ever really brought drugs to sell at school. And it's really dumb. Not going to get into it. I was a fucking idiot when I was younger, and I got busted by the police. I was in biology class. Somebody tipped them off. It was actually the kid that I sold it to. Got caught with it, and then tipped them off on who he bought it from. And they came
Fucking
into my
snitch.
classroom. I know, fucking motherfucker. His name's George Lick too. I'll never forget it. Fucking George Lick. I remember you. And this was in Brunswick, Georgia. And the dog, it was a German Shepherd. It was a woman and a male police officer. And the German Shepherd went up and down the different aisles in the class. And it got to my backpack. It smelt my backpack. It sat down. At that point, my asshole became a birth canal, and I was really fucking scared. And then they went through the rest of the class, and then they did it a second time. They went back up and down. The drug dog got to my backpack. The second time it sat down. That confirms that it's hitting something on my backpack and my backpack alone. And they make everybody leave the class, and then they search me, my person, my body, uh, cavities of my body,
Oh God.
my backpack, my shoes, everything. And obviously, they found what they were looking for, and I got in trouble. I got suspended for 10 days. I almost got expelled. I had to go to a tribunal, explain why I deserved to come back to school, the whole 9 yards, and then they let me come back, and I failed. That was my sophomore year. And then I failed seventh grade because I got in too many fights. I think it was like seventh grade. I got in too many fights, and I kept getting in trouble and kept getting arrested. One kid I smashed his head into a water fountain and broke out his teeth. Um, just
That's
fights, just all the time. And I'm not a bully. It's usually somebody was fucking with me or fucking with somebody else, and I vehemently opposed to people who bully other people. But anyway, I got in a lot of trouble, and I got held back twice. In both of those occasions, they held me back. So I got into high school a little bit late, and then in high school I got held back a year, and then I moved from Georgia to Texas, and all my credits didn't transfer, and so then I was many credits behind. So I actually, but I was bright. I was supposed to go to a magnet school. I got commended on my standardized state test, all kinds of stuff. It's just being a dumb kid. So I went to alternative school, which I had to pay for. So I had a job while I went at a grocery store, and I also had to pay for the exams. So I went to an alternative school, which I signed myself up for. My stepmom took me and helped me sign up for it, and then I had to have a job, and I paid for it on my own. And I just went through all my classes, and I just took tests. Didn't do any of the classwork, didn't do any of the coursework. Already knew the material. I consider myself to be a smart person. Most of the stuff I understood. Some of it took very little preparation, maybe a couple of days of studying at the most. And then I just took all the final exams for every major course, for every semester, for every year that I was behind on, and got all the credits I needed to graduate high school. And they did me the honor of allowing me to graduate with my school. So I have a diploma from the school that I was supposed to graduate from, not the alternative school, and which was really cool. So I was a troubled youth, um, and not the nicest person to be the parent of, but I learned a lot of lessons, and I've developed. I feel as a much better human being than I was at that time. But I've made my fair mistakes, my fair share of mistakes and whatnot. But that's true. Uh, they told me that on the current rate that I was at, I wouldn't have graduated high school until I was 21 years old. At which case, that they can't have a 21-year-old in high school that can like drink liquor and shit. So I would just have to go get my GED, which is like less than a high school diploma, but better than dropping out. So it's like the equivalency, I guess, of high school. But yeah, pretty bad. The person I am today or the person that I used to be is but a pale shadow. I'm a much different person. So I'm a guy who believes in second chances. Also, the people that I meet, that I see, that I talk to, I never believe that that's their full potential. I always believe that people can be much better than the people they are, because if I wasn't given those chances to redeem myself as a human being, there's no telling where I would be right now. But people kept believing in me and allowing me to prove myself. So. And those same people that I grew up with that did all these things with me and were along for the ride, they're not doing so hot. So.
What about that guy who sold you out?
He grew up in a rich family on
Wow.
St. Simon's Island, Georgia. Nothing was ever really going to affect him. He threw me under the bus, but his family's rich, and he was always going to be fine. And in the United States, unfortunately, if you have money, you have everything. That's it. It's kind of like that.
Capitalist.
Yeah, with no social underpinning. It's like that guy. I forgot what college, but he went behind a dumpster and raped a girl, basically, and he got 9 months probation or some shit like that. And I'm telling you right now, if that had been a black guy anywhere else, 25 years, you know what I mean? But he was on the swim team, all American, parents were rich, were paying a lot of money for him to go to this Ivy League college, rapes a girl, gets like 9 months probation. So, money talks, bullshit walks. It is what it is. But that guy is fine. His life never suffered as a consequence of that.
That sucks.
He got his ass beat for snitching though, and I didn't do it. We'll say that. So. I may be associated with some of the people that did, but I am not. I cannot be directly implicated in those actions. But no, I was a dumb kid, man. Just fucking stupid. That's why when I see parents with their kids nowadays and they're being like really hard on their kids, I'm like, your child's actually pretty good, because when I was that age, God, you know what I mean? With in today's society, you guys can't be as bad as you could. Like me and John Hall are probably of similar age, and I would guess. And I'm telling you right now, you could get away with so much more back in the day because there wasn't cell phones and social media. Your family had no way to know where you were, what you were up to. I mean, the things that people were doing back then, it just, you could not get away with it today. You just couldn't.
Just beat this kid to death behind a dumpster. Hashtag relatable. Hashtag, I don't know.
John Hall says, what if you put a save point in each of the buildings so people could stay there? Do save points use a lot of resources? I'm 33, Panda. Well, there you go. I'm 31. So, boom. I knew we were going to be of similar age. John Hall says, dude, I can't believe I wasn't arrested for the shit we did in high school. I know. I mean, dude, people nowadays have like ADD, right? Or they have like anxiety, which my wife suffers from generalized anxiety. But could you imagine being a parent when I was a kid and not knowing where the fuck your child was at because you just couldn't? There was no way to keep up with it. I literally would. My mom would give me like dimes and quarters and tell me to use the payphone if I got in trouble. Payphones were everywhere. I don't think people that are uh, teenagers now even have touched a payphone in their life. I mean, that's just crazy, you know.
I've touched one, I've just never used one.
Yeah,
Actually, I've used one before to prank call the police.
I've used them a ton of times. Or another thing too is like ADD. A lot of kids probably had ADD when I was growing up, but it was just different. The parents didn't want to deal with it, so they just told them to go outside and play. So you didn't really have to deal with the kid that had ADD. He would just he'd be outside running around until he got tired, and then he'd come home and go to sleep. But I had lots of friends that probably had ADD, but their parents it was never. I don't think it was really well known as an illness at that point. Parents just probably thought their kids were hyper. That's good. Right there. Think you guys already know what I'm going for. Hey John, do lights use up a lot of complexity? I bet they do.
Have you ever had the strong urge to just do something?
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm walking down, see like something, and I'm like, I could just knock that down. And then you're just like, wait, why am I thinking this? It's stupid.
Oh, the sort of like anarchistic thought, like the you just
Yeah,
want to destroy something.
yeah.
And yeah, I've had that. I think that means that you're an anti-disestablishmentarian.
A what?
An anti-disestablishmentarian.
Oh, okay.
The establishment bothers you, and you want to destroy the establishment at all costs, right? I mean, that's a sort of like an anarchistic view of things. Like if you see something that is organized and that is you know that seems like it's restricted or bound by some rules, and you just want to incite chaos and havoc into it. Yeah, you're definitely an anarchist, I think.
Like just seeing a nice plated meal on a fucking plate ready to be served, and you're just like, I want to ruin that. Or at college, I just want to stand up and take somebody's phone and smash it to the ground. I don't know why. It just happens. I just think of it, and it's like, what would happen if I do this?
I think one of the most base human desires is to destroy things. It's normal. It's not healthy. You should probably try to to stop thinking like that or avoid those feelings. But it's normal. Come on, come on. I might need to space these out more because when I looked at it just now, it was too crammed together. Like from this angle, it looked okay, but from the top view, it looked super jank.
So since I'm a very indecisive person, I've started doing this thing where I, when I think of something and I like can do it, I just do it before I have a chance to second guess myself. Like I just saw extra hands for my model kits, and I was like, I really need those. I should buy them. So I just bought them. you know, because if I give myself chances to second guess, then I won't do anything.
I'm gonna delete that because you can't really read that. I think I need to space that out more. I'll do that at a different time. I was gonna use green lights to spell out Fiji on the roof of the entry, the main hut that you see when you first land. I'm gonna do that ultimately, but I need to get the spacing right because it's so jammed together. There's no way you can read it, but I want it to be visible from the air. So I might space it out and make it take up almost the whole roof. Because I just think that will look cool as hell. Oh, for the tree? And you said I can send her money through Venmo?
Send it to me, and it's not
Because you have the Cash App or whatever? Okay.
Just do it now so you can send it to me, because I'll be in yoga when you go. I won't have time. I'm not on my phone for 2 hours, and I'm in yoga. Pay back tomorrow. I get paid Thursday.
I mean, it's fine.
Excuse me.
Maybe we can put water to get lights and make it warmer.
Yeah. And then put the tree together?
It has lights, but I might need another
Are you
water.
sure you want to put it together now, or should we do
Yes.
it after Thanksgiving,
No.
which is like traditional? You want to do it now? Okay. Just sip on some wine. Do we need another bottle? Should I go get
I
another
need
bottle?
another bottle. I finished almost the whole bottle last night.
Do you like that? Do you like that wine?
The same one.
Okay.
Maybe get us some goat cheese and crackers, so we can make our goat cheese.
I can get it from their deli.
Specs.
What do you want to do? Like, do you want to do like brie, or do you want to do like
I would do the goat cheese. I would have honey and crackers.
which is the one that messes up your stomach? I thought it was goat cheese.
The next one I have it.
Okay.
Or just surprise me. Brie. Hey, maybe get that pepper jelly. Like,
Oh, I gotta get that. The Tabasco jelly.
get a sharp cheddar, the pepper jelly, and crackers.
Yeah, that's gonna be delicious. Yeah. I'll get all that. Yeah, that sounds good.
But don't forget Specs closes at 9.
Huh?
They close at 9, right? At 10.
They close at 9.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. No, that's the first thing I'll do before I head over to Flower Mound.
Yeah, I would just stop there first.
Mhm. Get that out. Do you want me to pick up any firewood stuff?
Yeah, can you get a just starter log?
What about a bundle of wood?
I think so too.
If I can find it.
Yeah. Oh no, we can get it at Walmart.
Are you sure?
So just wait for me to get home.
Okay.
Because I think they sell it at Walmart.
Guys, I'm really pumped. Me and Mrs. Panda, we're about to have fucking wine and cheese night. It's gonna be dope. I'm excited.
What is that? What is that? What old people are into? Is that what you get pumped about?
Whoa, harsh, harsh, Remus. Old people, no, man. Wine and cheese night's just fun. Just snack on some cheese and crackers, drink some wine, get shitty, watch a movie. We're gonna put together our Christmas tree. Yeah.
Oh,
John Hall says, "You'll see, Remus." Yeah, man. That's awesome.
you're right. You're white, right? White people love cheeses, so it's fine.
Hey, I'm mad ethnic, and my wife is from Sarajevo, Bosnia. So this household is very, very not white. Not that there's anything wrong with
Oh,
white, but we're just. I mean, she's Eastern European, blonde hair, blue eyes, so she's definitely like white, but like not really. You know what I mean?
well, you like cheeses, so you're basically a white person.
And her culture has a lot of Arabic influence. So like in Sarajevo, a large portion of the population are Islamic and that kind of thing. So you'll see like these blonde hair, blue eyed Europeans, but they're Muslim. So you know,
Everyone loves cheese. Fuck yeah.
shit like that. But yeah, um,
She said everyone loves cheese.
exactly. Oh, she's reading the comments right now. Robbie Bread says, "The fuck is Tabasco jelly?"
You have to
Dude,
try
Yeah,
it.
what the hell is that?
he has not heard of. Okay, so it's jelly with Tabasco peppers inside. So it's like this sweet
What?
spicy. It is so
Oh,
good. You spread it so you get like sharp cheddar cheese and like a multi-grain cracker, and you put the sharp cheddar cheese on the multi-grain cracker, and then you put just a little bit of the Tabasco jelly on top, so you get the cheddar cheese, that sharp cheddar with the sweet and spicy Tabasco jelly and the multi-grain cracker, and then a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon with that, and woo, you guys are your taste buds will go on a journey, my friends.
That's good. I'll show them a picture.
Huh?
Can I take picture?
Yeah, just point it right at the camera. Yeah, go for
I changed my mind. You guys aren't white.
They even have
You're
the green
hipsters.
it. Remus says we're hipsters.
I'll
Mrs. Panda's gonna learn y'all something.
hold
Back it away just a little bit. Let it focus. That's probably too bright.
turn down the right. Aw, man.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but Tabasco jelly. Look for it. It's fucking epic. You will not regret that.
There it is. So
Yeah, there we go.
that's the green one, and they also have a red one.
Yeah. How long ago was it that we found out about that? That was at Market Street, probably 2, 3 years ago.
That's the red one, and this is the best one. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And every culture has their. Yes, absolutely. I've had it. It's hell of good. Pour it on cream cheese too. So John Hall's had it. He said put it on cream cheese. I bet that would be good.
We have to just fridge.
Like cream cheese on a bagel with Tabasco jelly.
Oh yeah.
That John Hall, good shout out. Robbie Bread says nice.
Egg
Hell
and
yeah.
pizza.
Panda, you said egg on pizza sounds good, so I'm not taking food advice from you. But I said that though. I've eaten a lot of weird shit. I'm telling you. I eat menudo. I love menudo. That's cow intestines in a soup. Tripas tacos, dude. The other night, me and my wife we got tacos. I got barbacoa, which is fucking beef cheeks. I'm not even like Mexican, but like for some reason, beef cheeks just sound good. Like I eat all kinds of weird stuff. Like I like sardines.
Ew.
Sardine, yeah, ew. Sardines are so good to me on pizza and in Caesar salad, and not like in the dressing. Like I like proper just, or not sardines, anchovies. I
Yeah.
like anchovies. Um,
Put some cream cheese on a plate and pour the jelly over it, and then dip the multigrain crackers.
that's what they do on Super Bowl. Oh, that
Oh
sounds
yeah.
so good. John Hall says, dude, the best part of the cow is cabeza. And like John Hall's, he's in the West Coast, I think. You're in California, right? He knows about that lengua, that cow tongue. John, if they cook it right, it's tender and so succulent. People they don't know about the lengua, bro. They don't know about the lengua, the tripas, and then dude, like,
Ask them if they've ever eaten liver. Cow liver.
what about liver? You guys,
Liver
I grew
and
up on liver and onions. So did my wife. That's lower class food for y'all rich motherfuckers out there. You probably have not fucked around with some liver, but I kind of like liver. Liver and onions, I get pumped on that. So
I don't like it.
you don't like it? Oh, dude, I fuck with liver and onions. I did. That is.
Don't listen to Matt on food advice. He really has a nasty.
My palate is different. Yeah, it's different. I've taken baby octopus tentacles, mantle and all, dipped it in oil at Japanese restaurants, and then just right down the throat canal.
That's not how it works. It's not how it's supposed to.
Remus says that's not how you eat baby octopus. Well, that's how fucking Panda eats baby octopus. So, but I got to learn the real ways from Remus then, I guess. Remus, what is the proper way to ingest baby octopus?
You know, you get an anime woman, you give her the
No,
octopus,
no,
and then
no,
the thing.
no, no. Don't you fucking say that. Don't finish that sentence. Dude, Remus is mad inappropriate. My God.
What did you say?
Well, I've showed up on enough streams that now I
Okay.
can show my true personality.
He, you certainly can. So he said that's not how you're supposed to eat octopus. So I told him, tell me how I'm supposed to eat it, and then he started talking about like Japanese tentacle porn. Dude, it's so weird.
Hey, I didn't say that, but if it's what you think I was talking about, then that is.
Ooh, hey, babe, John Hall says, how about brie and pastry bake with habanero apricot jelly on top?
Where do you
Oh,
find,
dude.
where do you find that?
I don't know. We're gonna have to look up that recipe.
God, that sounds fucking good. Just
No, I'm playing
John Hall
Fallout
says
while
we have the best Mexican food here. In California, you guys definitely do. In Texas, it's a lot different. Our Mexican food is Tex-Mex. So it's a lot of like Dutch cooking styles blended with Mexican food. California Mexican food is very different. Hidden, he's originally from, I want to say San Diego, and he's been teaching me about how Mexican food is done in California. It's a lot different than Texas, that's for sure. Texas does it way different. Um, Liverwurst sandwiches. People sleeping on liverwurst, and for the real liverwurst
Chewy.
for the real liverwurst enthusiasts out there, it's actually called Braunschweiger. Okay, and that's the shit. John Hall says, "Oh, dude, you guys go to Chewy's? Yes, sir.
Their margaritas though,
The margaritas are good.
they're potent.
They're good. I don't like everything from Chewy's, but
I like their chips and ranch.
the what?
Their ranch.
The different sauces they have are pretty good.
Oh, yeah? Well, have you
There's
guys
this.
ever ordered from the fucking value meal at McDonald's?
Yeah, bro. We eats that. We eats that, bro. John
Oh
Hall
yeah,
says
what about
he'll send me
KFC?
the recipe for the
Yeah.
brie. KFC. See, I'm too brown for KFC. If I'm being honest, I fuck with Popeyes. Popeyes is that's my thing. KFC is a little too bland for me.
We
I'm,
don't have
I'm
a
a,
Popeyes over here.
oh,
That makes me sad.
you guys need a Popeyes. Sword, John Hall. Can you guys have had to have had Popeyes?